Welcome back to the final approach. You find me in the science area. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I just wanted to point out there's a few things going on with the channel. We have a Discord. I believe the link, I will try and post it down below. If I don't, can somebody please put it in a comment and I will tag it. We've got quite a few people have joined already. I think N9 Gaming joined in like the first 20 minutes that we announced it or something, so that was interesting, and he was talking away and putting some pictures up that he'd got from his series and whatnot. If you haven't gone to his channel, please do. If you go on the YouTube page, you will find there are links to his channel there. Wonderful YouTuber. So yeah, I'm in the science thing. I was about to start off with a what should we buy with his points, but I made a rule which I broke when we went and got the actuators so that I could actually complete some things. I made a rule that we were going to go through all of these things in order, so I have to get aviation, which takes out those points there. So that's that problem solved. So let's go and have a look at our missions and see if we can decide what we're going to do today. Right, so we have, let's see, do a complete scan with the rover arm of a baobab tree. Where do I find those? Where's a baobab tree? I'm guessing that's on Kerbin. Where is that? Baobab tree collected a million in the grasslands biome, so that's going to be on Kerbin. Okay, that's an excuse to go and explore Kerbin, I suppose. How long have I got to do it? 4 years. Let's do that. Bring a newly discovered class A asteroid into the orbit around Kerbin. Don't know where they are. Rescue Leela from the surface of the Mun. Ooh, that'd be quite a nice mission to have. We're going to do that. We're going to do a rescue mission from the Mun. There we go. Right. So what have we got? We've got explore Minmus. What else we got? Build new surface outpost on the Mun. Okay. Bring some Mun stone back. We got quite a few plant a flag on them. We got quite a few Mun ones. We got the green stone, which is that's Minmus as well. Complex. That's Baobab. That's the do a complex exam with a removal of Mun stone. That's the Mun. Finish construction of a rover on Minmus. Rescue from Mun. So we've got a lot of Mun going on. So we may be going to Mun and map 13 astro. Ooh, now did I take this last time? I didn't realise I'd done it. Right. Map 13 asteroids endangering Kerbin with a Sentinel infrared. I think we're going to do that this episode because we can start that process and it takes a while to do it. So let's go and build something, I think. Right, looking at this contract, we have to put these things into an orbit of the Sun, or as I like to call it, Kerbal, because that is its name. Not entirely sure why they keep referring to it as the Sun. The Sun, I believe, is Sol, the star at the centre of our solar system. But anyway, the Kerbals have obviously got a bit carried away there with their naming system. Anyway, so we're going to map 13 asteroids. It'll do it in the background. So we need a science bit that is the Sentinel thing. Where is it? There it is. So that's what I want. So I need to get that into that orbit. Let's go and have a look just how big this orbit is. So I'm actually looking in here just to see the distance of the planets, because I always forget this. So Kerbin is 13 gajillion meters or whatever that is. Eve is 9, so it's going to be in this area here. So I basically have to pop it out of Kerbal orbit, and then I have to sit it in here, which is going to be interesting. So I think what we're going to do is just put there's water everywhere. That's interesting. We're going to put a craft together that can basically get out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, which I think we can do. Actually, I need to have a look. We've actually got a craft, I think, that's done that. We might pull that up. Pull that craft up, look at the delta V on it, and then we can play around with it, I think. Right, let's get on with this. Right, here we have the Parsnip 3. I think this is the craft that we put into Kerbal. Into Kerbal's sphere of influence. We didn't do much with it. We just put it there. So I'm thinking we modify this. We take the top off and do something with it. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to reroute it to here. There we go. And that will allow me to remove this top section. Wonderful. And these. Get rid of those. Right. That gives me a vast amount of delta V. So we need the science bit. How big are you? We could just stick that on there, and there we go. That's perfect. We'll just send that up, yeah? No, that's not going to work for us, is it? We need to put a fairing on there. This text section can actually do everything it wants, so I don't think we're going to need anything else, but we're going to need... Have we got any better solar panels yet? No, we don't. That's really annoying. So I think what we'll do is I don't need to worry about orientation because we're going to put a probe core on it. Oh, almost forgot to put the probe core on. Right, what have we got? What do you do for me? What do you do? You do stability assistant. That's it. What? I think this is the one I want, isn't it? Prograde retrograde. So we want you. We're going to have you on there. And we're going to actually route everything to you now. Not yet actually. Right, so you're going up. You're going to be on there as well. I think we're going to stick a load of cells around you, like so. And that's basically it. We need some sort of transmission system. I'm hoping this is good enough. Let's have a look. We could go for a bigger relay, but we don't really need it. We just need comms. I mean, if we put a relay up there, it might actually be useful for the future. That's direct. That's 2G, that's 15G. One of those would be good. That's only 2G, so to get the same from a relay, I'd have to put this thing on. Does this sit on it? Let's see. Can I pop you on the top? I didn't know you would fit on the top. Oh, you do. That looks terrible. Right, what we will do is we will we'll straighten that up a bit. That's absolute, yeah, that's good. There we go. Well, that's terrible. That looks absolutely terrible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to nudge it down. That's not even in the center, is it? Let's just get that into the center. Is that in the center? That looks centered. That looks centered. Right. Now we're going to put it on. Slide it carefully, and we're just going to pull that up so that it's sitting on it like that. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Perfect. That looks absolutely horrendous. B612, obviously the B612 Foundation, very interested in saving the planet from asteroids. Now, you know what? I wonder whether that's going to be enough. Can I attach? Oh, I can. You can now attach these. Oh, that's nice. Now, what I actually want to do is, will that put that on the other side at the simplest? Yes, it will. Oh, brilliant. So what we'll do is we're just going to we're going to do this. That one there, and tell you what, I'm going to do this, and then I'll jump back to you. Right, I have decided to put a ring of solar panels on there. They're not the best placed. I don't like the artisticness of me is go crazy. If anybody's got OCD, everybody talks about OCD, don't they? If anybody's got OCD, that's going to drive them crazy. You know, we'll just ever so slightly pull that one down there a bit. It's a bit better. That will do. That's going to have to do because I can't spend any more time on it. Right. So let's have a look. We want to put a fairing around this. What fairings do we have? Payload. How big is that? That's big. We don't need that one. That one's big. We don't need that one. There we go. That's a nice one. So we'll just pop you off. Thank you very much. Put that there. Don't need the fairing just yet. Put this here. Stick that on there. Right. We want to build our fairing. Put that on that mode. Right. We want to go out to about how low will it take me? There. And then I want to go, I don't like that. That's a little cheaty if I'm clipping it. So let's do that. Still a little cheaty. Go a bit further. There. Still a bit cheaty. A bit further still. Nope. How far in do I need to go? Right. So about there. Well, this is annoying. That is there we go. Right. How far up does that need to go? It goes to there. Then I can start bringing it in and put a tip on the end. Right, there we go. Now, that is that. Where's this decoupler? That undoes that. It does not have a decoupler built in, does it? Because it's stock, so that's okay. Those are the sides. So I want to put this here. And I want this here. So when this second stage starts doing... actually, probably want to put it here. Right, so we've got... Fire all the engines, decouple those, offload that, fire that engine. And what's my delta V looking like? Is good. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be more than enough for this, I think. So is it like 3.5 to get to thingy? Say 4.5 to leave Kerbin. That's that. That gives us all of that for everything. Yeah, that should be more than enough to do this. Obviously, this is not parsnip 4 anywhere. This is, do we want to be a parsnip? It's not really a parsnip, is it? It's more of a sweet potato. potato with an E on the end. Sea monsters? Seriously? Sweet potato 1. I don't even know what that's for. Right. Do that, save that. We're happy with it. Right, let's launch this thing right now. Here we are on the launch pad. The one thing I have not accounted for is I cannot remember if this engine gimbals. I believe it doesn't, but we do have a tiny, tiny reaction wheel in there. My hope is that this whole thing isn't off-centered weight-wise, because that would be a problem for our reaction wheel. But we'll come to that anyway. This thing just needs to get into a semi-orbit, so it's not a big issue. Right. Get everything going, get the engines going. We're launching in the dark with the nice light on there. There's that there. We haven't got any flags on this actually. Anyway, right, let's go. Hey. So we'll wait until we get up to a reasonable sort of speed, and then we'll just start tipping ourselves over ever so slightly. In fact, probably about 50 we'll start to go. There we go. There we start that like so. And then I'm just going to keep doing that. Just keep doing that nicely. I don't believe we need to slow any thrust down or anything. This parsnip is the one that's got the it's got the fuel line. So this middle stage will have plenty of the fuels when it gets going. Right, I'm going to put my on the prograde there and just let it float up. Obviously, bring up our stock thing that tells me my apoaps. Obviously, now we've upgraded everything. I can now see everything. We can see the times. We can see the orbital periods and everything, which is very nice because we didn't have that previously. Right, so obviously if you've actually watched any of my original series, I think Back to Basics, I think episode 1 of season 2, I actually talked about the Sentinel and the fact it was based on I can't remember the Foundation. Oh my, that's terrible. I've forgotten the numbers. I'd have to open the fairing to actually see it. B612? Something like it's anyway, it's the name of the little print. It's the number of the little prints, I believe, which is from, I believe, Dante's Inferno. I can't remember. Anyway, they're very much focused on trying to save us from basically being wiped out by the asteroids of doom that we have. That the fact that we are, as a single planetary body, we are quite susceptible to the whole being killed by little asteroids. Asteroids bad asteroids. Right, I'm just going to turn this over a little bit. I've let it sort of just coast for a moment there. This is very different to a lot of other things. Just being able to coast like that is such a revelation when you've been playing other versions or modded versions of this where you can't coast as easily. Even just using fairing would actually, this potentially would have gone a bit crazy. Right, there we go. Give me more thrust control, please. Thank you. No, I actually don't want that. There we go. Knock that off. There we go. Superb. And I think those are out there. Get rid of them. Wonderful. And we can get rid of the fairing as well. Let's just check everything is okay, because I've seen in the past fairings cause issues. All right, there we go. We're off to the races, as it were. So we've got about a minute until we hit our apoaps, and we should have enough thrust and enough fuel to do this. That's not a big problem. Just take our time now. You can see our apoaps are just rising a bit. Just keep in mind on this time, actually, because we need to get up to orbital speed before 0, but we don't want to go too high. So yeah, while it looks as though I'm actually burning to the ground, what I'm actually looking at is where the horizon is going to be when I actually hit my apoaps, and my horizon will actually be about here. So by aiming at that, I'm actually trying to maintain this. I'm actually slightly above the final horizon, just there. So we just do that, hold it like so. There we go. Let it drift down a bit. I don't want to go too high. I could go really high with this launch and be really happy and wonderful and because I'm going into the Kerbal sphere of influence anyway, and I know I've probably got enough delta V, but it's good practice. I actually get into bad habits with Kerbal, which is I start just wasting fuel, which is partly why the reusable space program series was quite good, because it stopped me doing that. I had to be a bit more sort of conscious about fuel usage, because it is very easy to just burn the fuels. Right, we're coming up, and there we go. We'll just stop up there. Right, I don't need to worry too much about just how high we are going to be and things like that, because in reality we're going into Kerbal orbit, so that's not a big issue. So what I want to do, and this is just like transfer from the Mun to Kerbin actually. So let's have a look at it. I want to get into a lower orbit. Now, if I was doing a transfer to another planet, which we'll do in the future, I'd be looking at ejection angles and phase angles. So phase angle is, for example, right now, if you draw a line from here to Kerbin, and then we draw another line from Kerbal to the target, we actually get what's called a phase angle. It's the angle between the two bodies on that line. If I was going to one of these, that would be important. I'm not. I'm just going to put it in this gap in here. So what I'm actually looking to do is actually go backwards. So I want to actually be burning, in effect, retrograde to the direction of travel of Kerbin. So if I put a maneuver node here, that's going the wrong way. That's terrible. I actually need to be on the other side of the planet. There we go. That helps. There we go. You can actually do this direct from orbit, and I'm not sure about the energetics of it as to whether it's actually more... Zoom in when you do that, see monsters, that's just silly. I'm not actually sure on the energetics of it, as to whether it's actually better to do it like that. I don't know. Right, well, that's an interesting one. Right, so we're going to do this like so. So we're accelerating out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, and at the same time, we're bringing our Kerbal? Is that right? I don't know if that's what it's called. Peribol. Right. So what's the contract say we're required to do? What do I need to do? 11. Okay. Right. Well, that's too much. So let's keep going. So I want it to be 11.13. Okay, actually I want to go to 11.117. I want the lower one of the two. It's easier for me to deal with. Right, 11.11. I'm not sure how accurate this wants to be. That's 11.122. 11.119. Right, there we go. That's okay. I'm going to do that. Now you'll notice because of where I've positioned my node, I'm actually coming out a bit further, but that's 1000. I have enough to start that burn with just this stage, so I'm really not concerned. What I am wondering is, could we send a nice craft down to Kerbal? Once we've done this burn, we will actually have a little look at the energetics of that, I think. Because that would be quite nice, something low into sort of sub-Moho orbit. Just as a comms jump or something, a couple of sort of relay dishes there would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's go do this burn. Right. Back to the craft. And we'll we'll warp to that node actually. Yeah, we'll warp to it and just check. Are we actually? We're storing electricity up the Wangzhou. That's wonderful. This is object tracking, log observed data. Ooh, can't be done right now. Needs to be activated on a solar orbit. Okay, that's good. So it doesn't. You can't get science from around Kerbin. That's nice. That is actually a nice little. Addition there. Now, is my reaction wheel going to let me do anything? Let's have a look. Or I'm going to have to do this manually once the engine starts burning. I think I'm going to have to start doing it manually, aren't I? I'm heading the wrong way. This is going the wrong way round. Let's just put it on prograde. That's easier. Right, so what we'll do is we'll just give it a little tiny... No, I'm not going to do a tiny nudge. Let's just let it rotate itself around. It's got 15 seconds. And I know it's roughly going to be prograde, so that's not a big issue. Oh great, it's now going inclined. That's the worst choice it could actually have made. That actually is the worst choice it could have made. The good thing is we're not looking for a specific piece of burning. I'm actually just looking to burn out, and in reality this is probably better because I think I had the burn slightly too early. So that's not a big issue, but we know we've got to burn about 1000 meters per second. I'm guessing it's probably going to be more like 999 just for the fun of it. And if anybody in the UK thinks about that number, that's quite not a particularly funny number, actually, I've just realised. Interestingly, why is it 999 in the UK and 911 in America? Interesting. I know why it's 999 in the UK, because we used to have dialing on the keypads. I'm not sure why it's 911 in America. Maybe to stop people hitting, I think it's to stop people hitting the same button 3 times. Anyway, that is a big sort of journey in conversation away from our rocket. So let's get back to this. So let's just start the engine, get that going. I could probably knock this off actually, which I will probably do. So as I say, it doesn't really matter how good we get with this section of the launch. because in reality, we're just aiming for that 11.117, I think it was. And we've actually gone a bit beyond. If I actually look on here, we've gone a bit beyond our node, which is actually going to give us a slightly better burn. So this might actually be more efficient than it was going to be. Get ready to shut the engines down when we get close to our target speed, location, all that sort of stuff. We're going to pop out any minute. We've got an interaction, I think, with the Mun somewhere. Is that right? Or with Minmus? Yeah, there's a we are now in the Kerbal sphere influence, so I can actually pop that, and we want to just take this down. We just keep burning. Now we may get these other things because we may be getting interactions with Minmus or the Mun, which is problematic. But I'm not too worried about it unless we go straight through the middle of said planetary body, planetary body. Is it still a planetary body if it's a moon, or is it becoming like a lunar body, a space body? I don't know. A dwarf planetary body? I should really look that. I should know that. I really should know that, whether it's a planetary body or not. I suppose it is a planetary-ish body. And equally, you know, does Saturn have a planetary body? Because it's sort of a gas giant. I mean, which one is it? I think some of them have got tiny, tiny bits of rock in the middle of them. But when does it become a planetary body? When isn't it? Right. Enough of the weird planetary body. Right, so 1117. That's a nice number to remember. 1117. We've gone too far. Hey, that's close enough. Right. What I am going to do is decouple that. Yes. So we'll decouple that, which is going to change that even more. Now, how long is it going to take us to get there? It's going to take us a year. Right. Oh dear, that's going to eat into our other missions, isn't it? So what I think we will do is, I'm going to put, that's a good idea, I'm going to get this out of Kerbal sphere influence, and then we're going to use the alarm clock. That is what we will do. Yes. Right. So let's get this thing out of Kerbal sphere influence, and then we shall use the alarm clock. Right. Warp to there. 4 days away. Wonderful. Because if we wait and do all of this mission in one go, we will have the unerring problem that we will actually miss the deadlines for some of the other contracts. So this is where one of the reasons I used to use things like Kerbal Alarm Clock, because it means you can actually hold on to all those contracts at once and not worry about it. All right, let's speed up to that exit point, please. Thank you very much. Let's go faster. Make faster. Yes, that's better. 1 minute. Okay, we'll just accelerate to that. I remember, I'm going to repeat this, I've said this many times. In the old versions of Kerbal, where you used to jump out of one sphere of influence into another, and if you went anywhere near the time warp controls, it would annihilate your flight path. It would make it look as though, well, you don't want to know. It's horrible. So anybody that can't remember that, you are very lucky. Ooh, it's now showing us our... Why was it not showing me that earlier? So 117. So what we're going to do is, I want to put add maneuver, and I want to pull this down. We're going to pull it down to about there. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? What's that at? What's it? Yeah, that's perfect. Right. So alarm clock. So let's try this. So alarm clock. Create a... Oh, what's this do? Oh, it's telling me the time. Oh, I don't need to speed on, do I? Let's do that. So create alarm. Oh, it's doing its thingy now because it's orientating itself. How exciting. Right. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, that's interesting. Is that a glitch? Did anybody see that? Look at that. Going between the... Stop now. Right. So, I want... I could set it to the maneuver, please. No, it doesn't want to do that. Okay. Why does it not want to do that? Add burn time. Right. I've time until. Oh, that is good. So there we go. We're going to call this Sentinel. Kerbal orbit. There we go. And we're going to add the alarm. And now that's in there. So I guess that is going to be this episode over with. We're going to have to, wait 250 days to finish, at least get anywhere near finishing that mission. So next time we're going to get on with something else. So from me, until next time, have a great one.